Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Hello and welcome to the property news on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Amita Balachandra. Let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. No one steps up to redevelop Dharavi. A call for bids on Wednesday saw no applicants to rebuild Asia's largest slum. The Dharavi Redevelopment Authority has now extended the deadline to May 5th. This is a Magic Bricks Now exclusive. Trouble mounts for Pune-based developer Maple Group, who had advertised a scheme to build sub-5 lakh rupee homes. A case of cheating has now been registered against the developer for using misleading ads to lure customers. Mahindra's real estate arm, Mahindra Life Spaces, goes shopping with over 2,000 crore rupee, eyes a 3,000-acre land parcel in Dholera to develop its third Mahindra World City. This is another Magic Bricks Now exclusive. Also on the news, the innovative ideas Mumbaikars are coming up with to deal with the ongoing water crisis this summer. Straight up to a Magic Bricks Now exclusive. No takers to redevelop Dharavi. A call for bids to redevelop Asia's largest slum on April 20th saw no companies turn up. Dharavi Redevelopment Authority has now pushed the deadline to the 5th of May. What's interesting to note here is that out of the 16 companies that turned up for the pre-bid meeting, not one company took part in the bidding process. Remember, Dharavi is being redeveloped in 5 sectors. It's a 240-hectare land. The 5th sector will be redeveloped by state government Armada, and the first 4 sectors by private developers via public-private partnership mode. The bidding was open to the first 4 sectors. However, it looks like the process will take some more time, considering the deadline has now been extended to the 5th of May. Of course, on Magic Bricks Now, we'll keep a close watch on that deadline. But the big question we're asking on Magic Bricks Now is, of course, whether this project will gain any traction at all. In fact, we caught up with Gulam Zia, Executive Director, Knight Frank India, and asked him the possible reasons for developers not wanting to participate in Dharavi's redevelopment. Listen in to what he had to say.
It's a lot to do with the current market situation. The previous time the authorities had gone out looking out for partners, that was a time about 5 years back when the markets were still at its best performance. And that time also it was so difficult for them to really sail this project through. So in fact, it was a pretty surprising kind of an event for me to go out scouting for a partner at a time when the markets are practically almost at a standstill. So there was no wonders for me, at least, that there was no takers, because the feasibility itself will be hugely under pressure today. This redevelopment is also stuck for a long time because the original occupant of Dharavi are doing lots of economic activities which cannot be very comfortably accommodated in the new structures that you're going to construct. But let's not also forget the extreme high density that exists already on the property. So when we're talking about redevelopment, you have to really multiply the densities to extremely higher numbers, which only means that you will take everything vertical. So, like, for example, if you're talking about a potter doing some pottery activity for his making both ends meet, if you ask him to go on 21st floor and expect him to bring his pots down without breaking one, is too much to expect. And that's entirely the reason why most of the people who are living over there are extremely skeptical about all these development plans that are really making rounds. On one side, the social side, which is rehabilitating the existing people. On the other side, even if you can do something about it, for the PPP, for the private party to come in and make some money after doing all that is going to be an extremely Herculean task, a really tall order.
All right, that was the update on Dharavi. Remember, the deadline has now been extended till the 5th of May. And of course, on Magic Bricks Now, we'll keep a close watch on that for you. Meanwhile, in Pune, a case of cheating has been registered against the Maple Group. The developer is accused of misleading home buyers by advertising one-bedroom homes costing 5 lakh rupee each as a part of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. The police have alleged that Maple Group started registrations by promising low-cost homes but did not mention the area, thus misleading people. The Economic Offences Wing of the Pune Police Crime Branch is investigating the case. Further, our reporter Ruchi Deshpande gets us the latest from Pune.
A case of cheating has been registered by the Pune police against one of Pune's developers, that is Maple Group, on Tuesday. Now note that the reason for doing so is because Maple Group had advertised around the 13th or 14th of April, that is this month, that they will come up with 10,000 houses each for rupees 5 lakh in the outskirts of Pune under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which is also housing for all by 2022. Note that under the scheme, the builder or the developer who goes for this scheme gets certain government subsidies in order to go ahead and construct this project. Now, the reason why this was frowned upon by MADA as well as the PMAY is that the developer had not approached them in order to go ahead with this scheme. Furthermore, Pune's Guardian Minister Girish Bapat also said that they had a detailed check with the central government as to whether this project met the compliances under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and after the assessment of papers, they said that there was no permission sought under this scheme and hence it was illegal to do so, and that action will be taken against the developer himself. When we contacted Maple Group Sachin Agarwal, he was unreachable, but his company said that he was caught up with the legal tangles for this project. Earlier in the day, I also caught up with the Deputy Police Commissioner of Pune EOW, who have themselves gone ahead and suo motu registered a case against the developer because he has collected about 1100 rupees from every person who has registered for the scheme of 10,000 flats in the outskirts of Pune. I caught up with him earlier and this is what he had to say. What makes this offence at an EOW level?
Basically, public interest is involved in this, and seeing the jurisdiction is spread over in Pune rural also. So we thought that EOW will be the right agency to investigate into it.
Okay. So have you summoned the builder? Have you studied all that was there in this case, and have you summoned the builder? Has he been called by you in the coming few days?
Today itself we have started investigation, and as per the new provisions of CRPC, we'll take all precautions and we'll definitely first call him, and subsequently we will follow all the procedures required to dispose of the case.
Also, I wanted to ask you, has the Housing Secretary met you? Have you been in touch with the Housing Ministry in Mantralaya regarding this case?
In this case, about 4 or 5 departments are involved. PMRDA, MADA, then Pradhan Awas Yojana, the director of the scheme, then collector office. We will inquire with all departments, including that Mahiti and Jan Sampark Karyalaya, we call as a which link into the ad issue. So we'll interrogate, investigate with in coordination with other agencies also, and we'll come to conclusion later on.
My last question to you regarding those who have invested money in this. I know you said that no one has come forward really, but if they want to, and if they want to register a complaint, then what can be done from their point of view?
Till now, no victim or no investor has approached us till date. We definitely, through your channel, want them to, if they voluntarily come to us, lodge a complaint, and we will definitely try to refund their money back. We'll try our best.
Okay. Any idea as to how much money is stuck in this?
As per the primary estimate, about 20,000 applications were filled. So calculating that, about 2 crores of amount should be involved in this case.
Moving on to another Magic Bricks Now exclusive. Now, action on the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is hotting up. Magic Bricks Now learns that Mahindra Life Spaces will develop its third Mahindra World City in Dholera. The company, armed with a corpus of 2,000 crore rupee, is currently in the process of acquiring land there. My colleague Disha Shah got us this exclusive report.
That's right, Mahindra Life Spaces is on the hunt for land in Dholera, located on the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor in Gujarat. From what we know from sources so far is that the development will be spread across an area of 3,000 acres of land, where the company is planning to develop an integrated business city called Mahindra World City, and for this the company is investing close to 2,000 crore rupees. Remember, the company had already launched 2 integrated business cities in Chennai and Jaipur before. So if this deal gets sealed, this will be the third Mahindra World City to the company's kitty. Moreover, sources also tell us that what the company is waiting for now is the final approval from the state government. But once if this gets operational, it will give employment opportunities to more than 1 lakh people, and the company could attract investments close to 10,000 crore rupees. Just to give you a quick background, it was just in 2011 when Mahindra Life Spaces had signed an MOU, which is Memorandum of Understanding, with the Gujarat government for the development of Mahindra World City. So we will keep a close eye on this mega deal, and we will keep you updated as and when the deal progresses.
Mumbai's wait for concrete action on the Deonar crisis just got a little more longer. A committee appointed by the High Court to look into the matter met at the BMC headquarters today. Aishwarya Palawal, who was at the civic office tracking the meeting, tells us that rather than actionable steps, members came back with promises of more reports on what needs to be done. Listen in to this report she sent us earlier today.
Now, the committee met for the first time today. And in this meeting with BMC official Vijay Balamwar, the committee has said that they would like to go and inspect Deonar dumping ground physically by itself. This will happen on the 22nd of April. In the morning, this whole committee will go and visit Deonar dumping ground, and they'll prepare a detailed report as to what they see. Now, the reason why they want to do this is because they say that BMC has been promising a lot of things to the citizens, but they believe that none of these things have actually happened on ground. What they believe is that on ground reality is very different from what it is on paper. Now, once this committee goes and does a physical inspection of Deonar on 22nd of April, they'll come back and prepare a detailed report as to what they would have found once they go there. Now, once they prepare this detailed report, they will ask BMC also to give them 2 reports. One report on what BMC has done till now, and the another one on the way going forward. So the next meeting of this committee will take place on the 2nd of May. And in that meeting, if there is any disparity between the report that this committee will prepare after going to the Deonar dumping ground and the report that BMC will hand over, if there will be any disparity in it, then the committee will look at even going to the High Court with the 2 reports.
From garbage crisis to water crisis, now we know that India is facing one of its worst water crises in recent memory. The state of Maharashtra is likely the worst affected. Residents in Mumbai, meanwhile, have come up with new ideas to deal with this problem. Shreya Chatterjee brings us this report.
With the water crisis in Mumbai getting worse by the day, housing societies have started coming up with innovative ideas to deal with the problem. Not only have they begun self-imposed water cuts to save water, one society has even begun storing water dripping from AC ducts for car washes. Several larger complexes are using recycled water for gardening and construction work as well.
There may be 2-3 buildings or 5-6 buildings together, and the sewage from those buildings would flow to a package treatment plant. So the requirement of secondary water, that is for flushing and gardening water of those buildings, they would treat that much of water in that particular package sewage treatment plant, and they would reuse.
This summer, residents of Hillgrain Society believe that necessity is indeed the mother of all inventions. Residents here have adopted a very unique method of storing water from AC ducts. They say this tried and tested method helps them store up to 40 buckets of water a day. This water, which would have literally gone down the drain, is now being used for washing cars.
The AC water was dripping on the ground, and the complete ground was getting wet, and so many people's complaints, also members' complaints were coming. That is the night time they could not get the sleep because of the dropping on the other AC. So then we thought of why not to make use of this AC water.
Residents of Cosmic Heights and Rutupark Housing Society have a self-imposed water cut between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. They have slowed down the water pressure from the tank to ensure zero wastage of water. In Hiranandani Meadows, on the other hand, a car wash is allowed only thrice a week.
The Bombay Municipal Corporation is yet to work on leaking pipes to ensure zero wastage of water, but residents here have already taken the matter in their hands. Not only are they relying on existing techniques, but they're also developing new ideas to deal with the huge water crisis that has been looming over Mumbai for some time. This site not only comes as a respite, but also shows us how to deal with the crisis situation. This is Shreya Chatterjee for Magic Bricks Now.
Let's also quickly take a look at what else is making news in the property market.
The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation has announced exemption of property tax to certain residential properties. Based on the decision, property owners will now have to pay just a nominal amount of 101 rupees instead of the usual 1,200 rupees a year. The corporation will also reassess the tax of all properties falling in the 1,200 rupees tax bracket. Noida residents are being troubled by various health issues due to the rising dust pollution in the city. The Residents' Welfare Association has reported this to the Noida Authority in writing. Dust pollution is the result of the ongoing construction work. Residents claim that there are clouds of dust over the city and that the developers are not following the NGT guidelines, wherein a builder is supposed to water the construction sites. As per medical experts, most of the residents in the Noida area complain of eye allergies. German Corporation for International Cooperation or GIC will assist Bhubaneswar to improve the road connectivity in the city. A delegation from GIC met the city mayor Anand Narayan Jaina on April 19th regarding the same. The city plans to increase the frequency of buses through its smart mobility plan. It will also introduce high-tech methods for traffic management. Bhubaneswar had stood first in the list of 20 smart cities released by the Union Urban Development Ministry.
Moving on now for some tips to revamp your home this summer. Aditi Singh caught up with Baya Design Store's owner Shibani Jain. Let's have a look.
When the temperature is soaring, the only place where you can get some respite is your home. So give your house a cooling effect this summer with the right texture. Yes, textures are really important in determining the correct interiors of your house with changing seasons. So to beat the heat, I walked into Baya Design Store where I'm going to get the store owner Shibani to share with you the right texture for your house that you must have to give it a summer overhaul. Show us around what are the different kinds of natural fibers you have and in what ways can one actually have them in their house.
We have a really nice range of baskets that are made with different types of natural fibers. This one here comes from West Bengal and it's braided with natural, fiber products here in the basket work. Then we have some really nice small seats and seating which we call moras. And they add color and they look great and they're very light. You can pick them up very easily and move them around and stuff like that.
I think that's another important factor to consider in summers where the house is so prone to dust.
Yes.
You must have light furniture around probably that's another reason why you would recommend to our viewers having as much of natural fiber products as possible.
Absolutely, they're easy to clean, they're easy to pick up and they're perfect for these warm months. These are really nice, river grass mats, and they're beautifully woven. You can see how fine the weave is and how delicately the grass is actually done, almost like a fabric.
Now, how about lights? How can one incorporate natural fibers in lights? Do you offer some of them?
Yes, we have some very colorful and nice natural fiber lights which are made with jute threads.
Okay.
And on a framework, and again they come in these really nice summery colors of lemon, greens.
How about stones? How important are stones in getting the right look when we talk about natural materials?
Stones are actually very important in decor because they're cooling and they come in a variety of colors and variety of carvings. For example, this is a sandstone Ganesha, and sandstone comes in very many colors: yellows, pinks, grays. And of course, I don't know how many of you know that stone can also be combined with brass in an interesting way. For example, these are all combinations of brasswork and stone, where they're heated together and infused to create these really interesting sculptural pieces.
Okay.
So stone is also a great material for summer.
So adorn your house with cane furniture, colorful jute fiber lamps and rivergrass mats to give it an instant summery look. And of course, don't forget to throng your shelves with natural stone carvings to keep that rising temperature in check. So head out now and give your house a cool summer makeover.
Now that you've made a note of how you can revamp your home, let's also quickly take a look at a simple art project that you can do at home. Here's Akash Berry telling you how to make a slipper wall hanging out of old mismatched slippers.
I'll use some decorative stickers, flowers, and ribbon. Now using all these things, I'm gonna decorate these shoes and make a wall hanging for my precious beautiful wall. I'm gonna use adhesive. So first थोड़े stickers लगा देते हैं. You can paste stickers, paste a ribbon, colorful threads. Use your imagination. Then the ribbon. Now, after the ribbon, finally, we'll add some flowers. You can either use artificial flowers or even the real flowers. Here we go. Now, all you need to do is add a shoelace behind, loop की तरह, जिससे आप इसे hang कर सके. So your old unused अकेला shoe becomes your decorative wall hanging. Another one, which I made a while back, is right here. Ta-da! So your old unused akela shoe becomes a decorative wall hanging for you. Piche, I made this loop, and now you can hang it wherever you want.
With that, it's a wrap here on the Property News. Thanks for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.